What is up, everyone? Welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. And we're going to have a Carversation. I'm actually behind the wheel right now as I'm recording this. And I have been just hearing bits and pieces about this lawsuit that Lanithia Nene Leaks has filed against Bravo TV, Andy Cohen, NBC Universal, amongst others. And it goes a little bit deep. And I've shared my thoughts on the lawsuit a few times. And one of the reasons why I've shared my thoughts on this a few times is because as more information comes out, either I have more to expound upon, or there may be just some more information where I just want to clarify some things and share my thoughts on the new information that has been revealed. Because the lawsuit that has been filed, it's not just a couple of pages. This isn't just your everyday civil lawsuit where someone takes someone to small claims court and you're lucky if it's like a 2-page complaint. Okay, this is close to 100 pages. So there's a lot of information. There's a lot to unpack. But before I get into that, I wanted to talk about the promo picture or photo of the new cast or the upcoming season of The Real Housewives of Atlanta. And the first image that was revealed, there was a lot of criticism and critique about the way the ladies looked, and a lot of people had their thoughts and opinions about it. So it's been revealed that the ladies have come together to pay for an updated photo shoot for the promo and marketing of this upcoming season. And a lot of people are loving the images. A lot of people are saying that this photographer got it spot on. They did it right. And the sign of a great photographer, and I know this from doing photo shoots for my business, not saying that I'm not pretty, because I am. And beauty's in the eye of the beholder. But what I'm saying is, you can have the most beautiful people, but if the photographer doesn't really know what they're doing, the images won't come out right, and it doesn't do those who are in the photos justice. So I hope that makes sense. But a lot of people are talking about the images that are being shared, the differences between the first photo shoot pictures that came out and then the retake. And it's been revealed that they paid for this. So I wanted to talk about this because, you know, they're employees of this network. They're employees of Bravo TV and of The Real Housewives of Atlanta. They are employees. Now, if they chose to come together to pay for this for marketing purposes, then, you know, it's their right to do so. I'm speaking from the perspective of a business owner who has employees, W-2 employees. I'm not sure if the cast of The Real Housewives franchises get W-2 forms or 1099 forms, but I'm assuming they get 1099 forms. So if you get 1099 forms, you're an employee, but you're responsible for paying your own taxes. So I don't believe that the networks are taking taxes out of their paychecks. Therefore, they're responsible for paying their own taxes. And if they're responsible for paying their own taxes, that also may explain why you hear about stories like Nene Leaks, just one of some people who got into tax trouble and owed back taxes. So that, you know, that makes sense there. So if they wanted to invest in this, they had the right to do so, because not only are they employees of the network, they are also somewhat, in a sense, you know, as an independent contractor, it's almost like a business as well, but you just are not responsible for all of the day-to-day functions that are going on with the business. So in that sense, I don't think there was anything wrong with them doing that, because they are wanting to see the season succeed. Therefore, they are deciding to invest in some marketing materials so that people will get the eyes on them and that they will watch the season. Therefore, it could give and bring other opportunities to these women. So I don't really think there was anything wrong with that. And I know that there has been some talk about this photo shoot that they all chipped in to pay for together, and saying that, well, this is something because they are African American, they're treating the cast differently. And I don't really think so. But because Nene has this lawsuit out right now, some people will try to relate one to the other. And I don't really think that this has anything to do with Nene's lawsuit. So I'm just going to put that out there. Is it fair for them to have to pay for their own marketing? No, but this wasn't something that they had to do. Bravo is doing marketing for the cast. So this was something that they decided to do, and if they wanted to do it, then by all means do it. I've had employees over the years, even though I haven't had 1099 independent contractors, so I pay for all of the marketing and all of the things that have to do with the business. I am solely responsible for all of that. But those employees that took the extra initiative to invest in themselves while working here, I believe they're some of the best. So if they decide to invest in some marketing materials to promote themselves working at the business, by all means do it. By all means, I encourage it, I bless it, and I appreciate it. And so I think that there's nothing really wrong with them doing that, especially when a lot of these women, they get amazing opportunities, the exposure being on these shows, so that they can birth other business opportunities for themselves and have other streams of income coming in for themselves. So now let's get into some claims that Nene says was wrong. And I just want to speak from the perspective of an employer, okay? She claims that she had some opportunities that were in the works, but because of her being blacklisted or blackballed, and she's pretty much saying that Andy Cohen and others that are attached to the Real Housewives of Atlanta franchise spoke to others who were going to be involved in this venture that she had in the works. And because of that, those people decided not to move forward with it. Here's what I want to say. A lot of people, if they're in their feelings, if you're in your emotions and you look at this from an emotional perspective, which most people do, you're going to see it as, oh, they were wrong for doing that. That is dirty. They are wrong. And some people may even try to equate it to the situation that the comedian Monique went through when she says that she was blackballed and blacklisted from opportunities in Hollywood because Lee Daniels claimed that Monique was difficult to work with, and it was all because they had a disagreement about her doing some promo for free. So in that essence, definitely I believe Monique had a legitimate claim, and he since apologized to her, and I don't believe that that was authentic. I believe that it was for his own benefit. But I mean, let's just be honest, most people in Hollywood, they are about themselves. So getting back to Nene with this situation, when employers have employed people and another employer reaches out to the former employer to ask some general questions, things sometimes are revealed. And I'm not saying that you get deep into personal situations that have happened on the job, but it can happen, and that possible new employer that may have been considering bringing that person on board can decide, you know what, I don't think this is a good idea. I think this person may be problems. I think they have a lot of red flags. Let's go in a different direction. And it can happen. And I believe that that was a situation where it involved Nene. And not only that, I don't even really believe that anyone at Bravo TV or Andy Cohen had to personally speak with anyone to block her opportunities. I believe they could view her on television. The last season of The Real Housewives that she was a part of, she walked away from the reunion. She was definitely difficult. she was difficult on the filming of that season. And I would say just the things that we were able to see, the things that we were privy to, she was having to apologize to a lot of people because a lot of people felt like Nene was just over the top and they did not want to deal with her anymore. So if a possible new employer is considering bringing her on board and they see her being difficult with these people that she's worked with for years, why do you think they would want to take that risk? Just because she has a few cute catchphrases and they think that it would be great for them? No, I don't think so. And not only that, employers, possible potential new employers, do have the right to reach out to the previous employers when, that is a part of their working history, to get their take on it. I've been there before. I am an employer that has had potential new employers for former staff reach out to me to give a employee referral and to give their real viewpoint on it. Some has been pretty laid back where it was just a phone call. I've had others where it almost made me feel like I was applying for a job, but I did it for the sake of the former employee to answer the questions that they were asking of me, of this person that they were considering bringing on board. And because the person was a pleasure to work with, I didn't have a problem taking the time out of my day to do that for that person. I still, even with giving a favorable review, I couldn't say whether they would employ that person or not. It would still be up to them. And and that's just the way it works. And again, like I said, I've had potential employers of former employees of my company that has reached out for an employee referral. And some they would ask the questions: how long did they work there? What position did they hold? And the final question would usually be, would you employ this person again? They didn't ask any detailed questions about specific things that they did and how did they handle it and different things like that. It was pretty general. And I remember there was one former employee where they asked me that question and they asked me if I would hire the person again, and I was honest and I said no. It would still be up to that potential employer whether they were going to bring that person on board, and I was just being honest. So I'm using that as an example to say Nene is looking at this from an emotional standpoint. She has not really taken self-accountability for things that she has said and done. I'm telling you guys, when you operate in your emotions and in your feelings, it can be sabotage to your life. And the things that Nene has said on social media about Andy Cohen and about Bravo TV, whether some people think it's true or not, like I said, I believe I believe that there can be multiple things true at the same time. There definitely can be issues with Bravo TV and with the company having issues with race and different things like that. Not saying that those things, don't happen at all in the company, but was Nene a victim of it? There's that. So when Nene feels that she was blacklisted, I think that a fair and impartial jury that knows anything, and if the defense counsel, which I'm sure is going to be amazing, is going to be stellar, is smart, they will ask questions that are going to legitimize the hiring process of employers, and they'll, ask questions and make the jury know that potential employers may think about bringing someone on board for an opportunity that they have or that they're creating, but when they see problematic behaviors, or if they have gotten an employee verification, whether it's verbal or nonverbal, they may decide to walk that back and say, you know what, I don't think this is a good idea. So with Nene just looking at it from the perspective of well, they offered me this opportunity. I thought it was in the works, but now it's not. And I believe that Bravo TV and Andy Cohen sabotaged that. I don't think she's taking self-reflection and taking self-accountability in the situation. So I really just wanted to talk about that, because I do believe that Nene has the right to work. I believe that she is talented in different ways. Do I think she's the best actress? No, I don't. But is she funny? Does she have her ways and, that could be profitable for some sort of reality show at some point? Possibly. But when she sits and compares her situation to Kim Zolciak, who had a spinoff, which, whether you like her or not, because I don't like Kim Zolciak at all, she had a life that Bravo TV thought was marketable for them to have a reality show surrounded on her life and lifestyle for several seasons. And it worked. It's no longer on air. It was canceled finally, but it worked. And it was for the benefit of Bravo TV. Nene is looking at it from the perspective of she feels like she deserves it because she is one of the originals. And I just believe that she is just not making a lot of sense where all of these different factors are involved. So that's why I just really wanted to talk about this briefly and share my perspective on it. But you can let me know your thoughts about this in the comments. How do you feel? Do you feel that Nene may have been blacklisted and had opportunities canceled because others that she was against, like Andy Cohen, were in cahoots with the companies that she was going to have opportunities with, and they said, you know what, don't work with her. She's horrible. She's a bad person. I would not suggest working with her. Or did the potential new employers look at it from the perspective of, you know what, she seems to be a problem where she's coming from. I'm not sure if this is a good investment for us, so maybe we should just end this here. You let me know your thoughts about this. And as always, guys, I'm just being beautifully honest.